Hi everyone, and welcome back to chapter 20 of Because of WinnDixie. We only have 26 chapters in this book, so we're really getting to the end here. So I'm excited to read more and find out how they're going to end this book. Chapter 19, though, quick recap before we get into chapter 20, and a few vocabulary words that I found in here. It seemed to be about mainly our friend Otis. She went down to Gertrude's Pets to do her job, and she gave him a candy. And of course, he felt the sorrow too, and kind of made him think of that when he was in jail. And it let Opal get up the nerve, they said, and that brings up the first word I pulled out, nerve. Gave her the nerve to ask Otis, what he went to jail for. And the nerve just means the courage or the strength. When you're nervous to do something, you got to work up your nerve. And sometimes I think it's because we're feeling nervous. So that kind of comes there. You got to work up the nerve because you're kind of feeling nervous. So you got to work up those nerves and have the courage and have the strength to do something. So that's what Opal did. She had the courage and the strength, worked up her nerves to ask him, why are you a criminal? And we found out a not so terrible story. He just wanted to play his guitar, it seemed. He said he didn't even want money for it. He just wanted to play his guitar for people like he plays for the animals. And the police said he wasn't allowed to play there. And instead of stopping and listening, for some reason, he just kept playing. And so the police thought they had to arrest him for it. And Otis didn't understand that, so he hit one of them, which of course is definitely against the law to assault a police officer. So he got arrested. But then that makes me think, why wouldn't Otis just stop? What was it about him that maybe made him not realize what the police were just trying to say or what they were trying to do? So that kind of makes me think more about that character a little bit. And so I still have something wondering about there, but it's definitely not, it doesn't seem like he said, he's not that bad of a guy. So I think that made Opal feel better to know that about him, that he really was just trying to play his music. And then he used this word account, which he used it in a weird way. So that's why I made it our second vocabulary word. He said he got arrested on account of the music and that he was playing. And usually we use this word account, like I have a bank account, or I have an account online where I need a username and a password and stuff. But that's not what they're talking about here. So that's not what he's using when he said it's on account of the music. He's almost using this as the word because. It's on because of the music. That's the reason why. So that's how they were using this word account. And I thought that was kind of cool. And it's something I hear a lot. I don't know if you guys hear a lot. And I thought maybe I could pull that out and just kind of explain that more. When they said, they had to stop me, it was on account of the music. It was because of the music and things like that. And I guess it is more of a Southern phrase. And our book is based in Florida, which is one of our southernmost states here in the United States. So it just explains that. But I'm excited to get into chapter 20, like I said, and I will have vocabulary words after chapter 20 about that, like I did back in chapter 10, because that vocabulary quiz is what is up today, not the comprehension. So look out for those vocab words and make sure you go back and recap them if you're worried. You don't have to take it right away. Okay? All right. But without further ado, chapter 20. When I told Gloria Dump about Otis and how he got arrested, she laughed so hard she had to grab a hold of her false teeth so they wouldn't fall out of her mouth. "Woo-wee," she said when she finally done laughing. "That sure is some dangerous criminal." "He's a lonely man," I told her. "He just wants to play his music for somebody." Gloria wiped her eyes with the hem of her dress. "I know it, sugar," she said, "but sometimes things are so sad they get to be funny." "You know what else?" I said, still thinking about the sad things. "That girl I told you about, the pinch-faced one, Amanda. Well, her brother drowned last year. He was only 5 years old and the same age as Sweetie Pie Thomas." Gloria stopped laughing. She nodded her head. I remember hearing about that, she said. I remember hearing about that little boy drown. That was Amanda. That's why Amanda is so pinch-faced, I said. She misses her brother. Most likely, Gloria agreed. Do you think everybody misses somebody? Like I miss Mama? Mm-hmm, said Gloria. She closed her eyes. I believe sometimes that the whole world has an aching in their heart. I couldn't stand to think about sad things that couldn't be helped anymore. So I said, do you want to hear some more of Gone with the Wind? Yes, indeed, Gloria said. I've been looking forward to it all day. Let's see what Miss Scarlet is up to now. I opened up Gone with the Wind and started to read it. But the whole time I was thinking about Otis, worrying about him not being allowed to play his guitar for people. In the book, Scarlet was looking forward to going to a big barbecue where there was going to be music and food. That's how I got the idea. That's what we need to do, I said. I slammed the book shut. WinnDixie's head shot up from underneath Gloria's chair. He looked all around, nervous-like. Huh? Said Gloria. Have a party, I told her. We need to have a party and invite Miss Franny Block and the preacher and Otis can play his guitar for everybody. Sweetie Pie Tom can come too. She listens to his music good. We who? Gloria asked. We, me, and you. And we can make food and have the party right here in your yard. Said Gloria Dump. We can make peanut butter sandwiches and cut them up in triangles and make them look real fancy. Lord, said Gloria Dump, I don't know if the whole world likes peanut butter sandwiches as much as me and this dog. Okay, then, I said, we can make egg salad sandwiches. Adults like those. You know how to make an egg salad? No, ma'am, I said. I don't have a mama around to teach me things like that. But I bet you know. I bet you could teach me. Please? Maybe, said Gloria. She put her hand on WinnDixie's head and she smiled at me. I knew she was telling me yes. Thank you, I said. I went over and hugged her. I squeezed her hand. WinnDixie wagged his tail and tried to get in between the two of us. He couldn't stand being left out of anything. It's going to be the best party ever, I told Gloria. You got to make me a promise, though, Gloria said. All right, I told her. You got to invite the Dewberry boys. Dunlap and Stevie? Mm-hmm. Ain't gonna be no party unless you invite them. I have to? Yes, said Gloria Dump. You promised me. I promise, I said. I didn't like the idea, but I promised. I started inviting people right away. I asked the preacher first. Daddy, I asked. Opal, the preacher said back. Daddy, me and WinnDixie and Gloria Dump are having a party. Well, said the preacher, that's nice. You have a good time. Daddy, I said, I'm telling you because you're invited. Oh, said the preacher. He rubbed his nose. I see. Can you come? I asked. He sighed. I don't see why not, he said. Miss Franny Block took to the idea right away. A party, she said, and clapped her hands together. Yes, ma'am, I told her. It will be a kind of like a barbecue at the 12 Oaks in Gone with the Wind. Only it's not going to be as many people, and we're going to be serving egg salad sandwiches instead of barbecue. Well, that sounds lovely, Miss Franny said. And then she pointed at the back of the library and whispered, "Maybe you should ask Amanda, too." "She probably won't want to come," I said. "She doesn't like me very much." "Ask her and see what she says," Miss Franny whispered. So I walked to the back of the library and I asked Amanda Wilkerson in my best manners voice to please come to my party. She looked all around, nervous and stuff. "A party?" she said. "Yes," I said. "I sure would like it if you come." She stared at me with her mouth open. "Okay," she said after a minute. I mean, yes, thank you. I would love to." And just like I promised Gloria, I asked the Dewberry Boys. I ain't I ain't going to party at no witch's house," Stevie said. Dunlap knocked Stevie with his elbow. "We'll come," he said. "We will not," said Stevie. "That witch might cook us up in her big old witch pot." "I don't care if you come or not," I told them. "I'm just asking because I promised someone I would." "We'll be there," said Dunlap, and he nodded at me and smiled. Sweetie Pie Thomas was very excited when I invited her. "What's the theme?" she asked. "Well, there isn't one," I said. "You got to think of a theme," she told me. She stuck her knuckle in her mouth and pulled it back out again. "It ain't a party without a theme." "Is this dog coming?" she asked. She wrapped her arms around WinnDixie and squeezed him so hard his eyes almost popped out of his head. "Yes," I told her. "Good," she said. "You could make that the theme. It could be a dog party." "I'll think about it," I told her. The last person I asked was Otis. I told him all about the party and that he was invited, and he said, "No, thank you." "Why not?" I asked. "I don't like parties," said Otis. "Please," I begged. "It wouldn't be a party unless you come. I'll give you a whole free week of sweeping and arranging and dusting if you come to the party. That's what I'll do." "A whole week for free?" Otis said, looking up at me. "Yes, sir," I told him. "But I don't have to talk to people, right?" "No, sir," I said. "You don't. But bring your guitar. Maybe you could play us some music." "Maybe," said Otis. He looked down at his boots again real quick, hiding his smile inside. "Thank you," I told him. "Thank you for deciding to come." The end of chapter 20. She was busy in chapter 20, hopping around to pretty much all of our main characters we know so far in this book. Invite him to a party. So I wonder what 21 will be about. Maybe the planning of the party, or I wonder if they're going to hop right into it. I'm excited to get back to our book. The words I looked and pulled out of this chapter were just kind of right there at the end about the party. Sweetie Pie Tom asked what was going to be the theme, and she said the theme of her birthday is pink. So a theme is just kind of the topic or the idea. What is it about? Like, my classroom was candy. I tried to make it. Miss Sauer's Patch Kids. That was my theme of my classroom. So they were all kind of different. And if you go into different places, a lot of them have themes. So it's just a different topic, different idea. So that's what a theme is. The other one I did was what Opal described her job as at Gertrude's Pets. She said that she would work a week for free, sweeping and dusting and arranging. And so I used this word arranging. I pulled that one out of the chapter. So when you're arranging something, it means you're going to put it in order. You're going to organize it. You're just going to make it neat, make it tidy. You're going to arrange it. Like when you arrange things in your room, maybe you put them in a certain order so they look nice. So those were the two words I pulled out of there. And, you know, they're always words I think you can add in your writings. Try to remember them. Go back, look at those vocab terms, guys. And good luck on the vocab test. I'm sure you'll do great. Keep all those words of knowledge using your writing. Hop back for chapter 21 soon also. I'm excited.